From me, your friendly 18-year-old self-improvement YouTuber, I have a mini challenge for you. It only takes 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. Listen to me. The thing is, what I'm going to tell you is probably something that a lot of self-improvement YouTubers are told you, and I've learned it from a lot of self-improvement YouTubers. I'm going to be honest, but I'm going to make this again because I think it can be hugely beneficial for you if you actually listen and stick through what I say, and take action from listening to what I say instead of just scrolling to another video. The very phone, laptop, computer, whatever you're watching this on, I want you to put it away, or at least get yourself away from it for at least just 5 minutes. 5 minutes, put it away. I've recently received a lot of comments in my DMs on Instagram from multiple, especially teenagers out there struggling with exams, mental health, family, parental pressure, like you must do well in exams and all this stuff. And they're struggling with their discipline levels, they're struggling with their mental health, because they want to get into a good flow state, they want to get into self improvement, but a lot of these other things are kind of stopping them from getting to it. And I want to help you guys out there. I remember being in your exact position probably from 2021 to 2022, more so in 2022. And looking back, it wasn't actually the specific problems that I had. It was not the, oh, I couldn't study well and I got bad grades. It wasn't the, oh, my girlfriend broke up with me. It wasn't any of this. What actually made it as bad as it was all these problems coming together and forming almost this big clump of mess in my head. And it got to the point where every time I try to say okay, I'm going to stick through and try and solve this issue, something else comes up. And when this constantly happened over time, it's like I went through the cycle of almost being in this room that I couldn't find myself out of. It's like these problems kept coming again and again and again. I try and fix this hole, that hole gets unplugged. I try and fix that, this one gets unplugged, if you know what I mean. And I feel like a lot of you guys are in the similar position, I know. And on top of that, the worst part was you have literally multiple YouTubers, a lot of parents, your family members, everyone saying different things. And this was really difficult because you're, as a young guy, you're trying to do something and you have all these issues, and it's like you're obviously not experienced and you don't know how to handle them. And when you have every single person telling you different things, for example, I'm making a video on self-improvement right now, whatever I'm talking about, there could be an exact person right now, exactly my age, whatever, he may have 5,000 subscribers more than me, and he may say something else. Who are you going to listen to? And that itself becomes a headache. But at the end of the day, you can just listen to who you feel is the right person. I'm not going to tell you to listen to me, although that would be nice because I think it can work for you. And that is the issue. The issue is not one specific problem, it is everything coming together and forming this kind of like mess in your head. And this is exactly why I'm asking you to spend 5 minutes. Obviously, you can spend how much every time you want. You want to sit in your room for freaking 2 hours, I don't care. But at least 5 minutes. If you're a young guy, ask your parents, ask your family members, your roommates, whatever, not to freaking disturb you for 5 minutes and sit in your room locked up without any of these technology, no nothing, and just observe your thoughts. Just observe your thoughts. I know a lot of YouTubers may have said this. Have you actually once done it and tried it out? Try it now, bro. Try it out. When I was going through this phase, this is pretty much the exact technique I used. And I did not specifically say, oh, I'm going to spend 5-10 minutes in a room and, spend time in solitude. That is not what I meant. But I almost got into this mindset of, okay, I'm freaking fed up of everything. Screw all of you. I don't care what the heck you say. I'm going to do what I think is the best for me. And that is what I kind of am trying to preach to you right now. And when I say best for you is not, okay, screw everything, I'm going to eat junk food and, ruin my life. That's not my point here. My point is try to, spend more time with yourself. Observe your own thoughts instead of letting what others say influence you. I want you to get into this mindset of, I don't want to say not care about what everyone else thinks, but at the same time, I kind of do mean that. Try to not give a damn about what everyone else thinks about you. It could be your mom, it could be your brother, it could be your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever friend. Just try to, put that thought out of your head and just observe and listen to yourself right now, because you're trying to solve your own issues. You're not trying to solve everyone else's issues. No matter how close people may be to you, only you truly know yourself. I've seen Instagram reels being like, oh bro, I know you more than yourself. That's just dumb, bro. Let's be honest. Spend time in solitude and observe your own thoughts. Last but not least, understand that whatever you're going through, the issues you're going through are very, very, I don't want to say this, but I have to. It is a very small issue. Multiple people used to say this to me, and I'm not trying to be that guy to be like, oh, you're depressed, bro. People in Africa are freaking starving out there. They don't even have food. At least be thankful that you have a freaking apple to eat. That's not my point. I find that stupid. Obviously, I'm not disrespecting people in Africa, but to say that, oh, you should be happy because someone else is living a worse life than you, that just doesn't make sense to me. But the point I'm trying to make is your issues are not as big as you think. And when I heard people saying this, I thought it was pretty stupid. but it really is not as big as you think it is. Again, when I was in this, I used to think it was BS, when people used to tell me this, but after coming out of that phase, I genuinely think that is very true. It's actually not, the problems aren't as big as you actually think of it to be. The thing is, when you have social media, when you have multiple people influencing your thoughts, whatever the small thing may be, it may be magnified into something larger than what it actually is. For example, let's say there's a glass right here. Okay, there's a glass right here. There is no one in the room right now, and let's say I break this glass. I'm not going to, but let's say I break this glass. I could clean it up, I could throw it away, and probably no one would notice. Absolutely no one would notice. At the same time, let's say there were another 20 people in this room, and I drop the same glass. Everyone's gonna be like, and freaking look at you. And what would you feel? You would probably feel a tad bit of embarrassment because you're like, oh damn, I'm 18. I should not be dropping a glass. What's wrong with me? And let's say there was a kid there. The glass piece breaks and it hits the kid's leg, and the kid bleeds. Now the kid's parents look at you in a negative way, and you're like, oh, why did you do this? You didn't mean to, but you did it. Now, do you get my point? That simple thing of breaking that glass, no one is here that wouldn't have been a problem. Everyone is here that becomes a problem. I don't know if it's the best example I can give right now, but that's what I thought at the top of my head. So do not let what other people say too much influence you, because as much as I'm trying to make this video and trying to give you advice, at the end of the day, you have to listen to yourself. Because I don't know how to say this, but we have so many people influencing you. On one end, you have freaking Iman Ghazi saying something, Hamza saying something, Andrew Tate saying something, Justin Tate saying you don't need to freaking sleep, Andrew Tate saying you don't need to freaking have breakfast, and breakfast is the worst thing that's happened to humanity. Then it's like, and then you have fitness influencers saying, oh, if we eat breakfast in the morning, you'll get an instant spike in protein synthesis to build muscle. It's like, what do you listen to, So at the end of the day, just listen to what makes sense to you. And yeah, that's personally what's worked for me. That's it. So